The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Happening now at 9 o'clock, covering the entire DMV. Golfing at gunpoint. Two teenagers just arrested after an armed golf cart jacking. The crime at the country club. And details from Dulles. The new information about what caused a police scooter to catch fire and prompting a passenger evacuation. And back to school, students are gearing up for the first day. We're stretching your dollar if you're still playing catch up for supplies and essentials.
And the heat is on here locally. We'll talk about that. We'll also talk about a historic rain situation out towards California with a tropical situation of Hillary and your 7-day forecast.
Thank you, Scott. And in case you missed it, fun at the fair and just before the start to the school year.
I think it's a great way to ease in that school's about to start and relieve that stress.
How Montgomery County and Arlington residents and visitors spent the weekend in the sun. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 9. I'm Ben Dennis. This Sunday evening, breaking news. An off-duty Fairfax County police officer was arrested for DUI after a crash last night that hurt 7 people. Police say Officer Justin Faison is on administrative leave after allegedly crashing into another vehicle on Route 50. This is near South Manchester Street in the Seven Corners area. Well, the officer Faison on the force since 2022, and those who were injured suffered minor injuries, we're told, taken to a nearby hospital. That investigation internally, it's underway. And 3 people, including 2 juveniles, remain in custody tonight. Fairfax County Police believe that they're responsible for some terrifying moments at a golf course this past week in Reston. But DC News Now's Dave Laval tells us this was not your typical robbery.
Hidden Creek Country Club has had a problem with stolen golf carts lately. In fact, employees said a handful of them were taken last Sunday. But what happened here 3 days later? That's something different.
To hear someone getting a gun pulled on them is pretty crazy, especially over a golf cart.
Jake Singer surprised by the crime. Golf carts taken at gunpoint. Yet that's what happened at the golf course just after 8 p.m. August 16th. Fairfax County Police said they seized 4 guns and various narcotics when they arrested an 18-year-old man Saturday, along with a 16 and 14-year-old boy.
You don't expect to hear something like that happen, hopefully ever, but especially in this area, a lot of people move here and come here because it's pretty quiet.
Police claim it all started earlier the night of the 16th. An employee approached the teens whom he suspected stole other golf carts from the country club. An argument ensued as one of the teens pulled out a handgun. He did not fire and no one got hurt.
Hopefully we can chalk it up to kids being bored and over the summer, and hopefully they learn their lesson from it and pay for any damages that they caused.
Police told us the suspect stole a golf cart later that night and crashed it. Then they robbed some golfers of their golf cart at gunpoint and drove away. They remained free until police arrested them Saturday. The general manager of Hidden Creek declined to comment on the holdup as the incident remains under investigation. In Reston, Dave Laval, DC News Now.
Well, thanks to Dave. New tonight out of the district, DC police investigate several homicides. One overnight, 2 others during last week. Overnight, a 34-year-old man was killed, shot in Northeast on H Street. Police say that calls came in just after 10 p.m. This is near 13th and Florida Avenue. 34-year-old Kevin McDowell of Northeast has been ID'd as the victim. Yesterday morning, police say 34-year-old man died after being stabbed several times Thursday morning around 9 near the D.C. jail in Southeast. 34-year-old Darrell Johnson of Clinton, Maryland was found dead there. After the stabbing on Thursday, 34-year-old Mousse Razine of Southeast was arrested. Assault charges could soon be upgraded, we're told. Finally, police have now ID'd the victim in a fatal shooting Tuesday on Galveston Place in Southwest just before 2 a.m. Police responded. They tried to save the life of the 40-year-old Alonda Pugh. No known address, we're told, but he did die on scene. There's a $25,000 reward for information leading to arrests. And in Prince George's County, police investigated an early morning hit and run. They say that they responded to the accident on University Boulevard around 3:20. When they got there, they found an adult, a man, who was found dead on scene. The driver did not stay there. Contact Prince George's County Police, if you have any information. And new details tonight after a police scooter caught fire inside Dulles International Airport last night. Well, it hurt 2 airport police officers and evacuated passengers. Moments ago, we just learned that those 2 officers are now out of the hospital. Good news, they will be okay. The airport told DC News Now that it was a lithium-ion battery that combusted, the reason to blame. More video shared with our newsroom shows the moments when those flames broke out, sending dark black smoke toward the ceiling. This happened at 7:30. Folks evacuated the main terminal there until they were let back in at 9. The only injuries, again, we're told from those officers, they've been released from the hospital. Because these batteries could be dangerous if not packed correctly, the FAA shares some safety recommendations for passengers if you have one of those batteries when boarding. First, no damaged or recalled batteries allowed. Batteries limited to those with a 100 watt-hour rating, and they have to be for personal use. And happening now in Southern California, Tropical Storm Hillary, it's been downgraded from a hurricane. The Sunshine State has been struck by its first tropical storm in over 80 years. For many parts of Southern California, it was the first ever tropical storm warning, and we're hit with historic amounts of rain. On your screen now is flooding on Sun Valley Street in Los Angeles. You can see it's creating some dangerous driving conditions. And on top of that, we've also received word from our sister station, KTLA. Parts of Southern California had also felt the rumbling of a 5.1 magnitude earthquake. One bad turned even worse. It seems Scott Sumner standing by with a look at our forecast. Scott, you're really feeling for our friends out in Southern California. It's a different picture here in the DMV.
Yeah, absolutely. I tell you what, we're going to start off with that radar scope, and you can see here that heavy and moderate rain being seen across all of Southern California here, from Bakersfield down to Los Angeles and even into San Diego. It is letting up just a little bit in San Diego, and that extends all the way as far west as Lake Havasu City. That's a very famous and well, actually a resort area, actually. And again, you can see all these little boxes. Those are all flash flood warnings as noted here. Let's have a live look now with our camera on our Lynx 2 system. As you can see here, this is Santa Monica, a pier, which is right here, very famous pier. This is Highway 1, which goes up to San Francisco. And of course, you see a lot of rain, a lot of wet roads out there. As a matter of fact, rain totals around and north of Los Angeles, over 4.5 inches of rain there. Around Long Beach, 1.22 inches. And east of Bakersfield, over 3 inches, approaching 3.5 inches. So a lot of rain out that way, and wind too. We're looking at winds in the 30 mile-an-hour range south and east of the Los Angeles area. So a lot going on out there. Not so much here, thankfully so. We want it quiet on this side here. It'll be another quiet night for our local area. However, the heat and humidity is going to build in starting tomorrow. It won't last too long. It'll be a comfortable midweek and some storms. They're possible late week. We'll break it down and show it to you with the 7-day forecast, as I always do. Coming up, Ben?
Bad, you do indeed. Thank you, Scott. In D.C., nearly 20 people are without a home after an apartment fire in Northwest earlier today. According to D.C. Fire and Rescue, this happened inside an apartment on 1st Street. 12 adults, 4 kids, 2 cats displaced. Thankfully, there were no injuries, and the Red Cross is helping people who live there. As of right now, the cause of the fire has not yet been shared. And a final warning for thousands of students who are ready to go back to Alexandria City High School. The district is cracking down on those who are skipping school. Officials say it's not only about missing their own education, but also about the community's safety. As our Northern Virginia Bureau reporter Max Marcilla has the latest from Alexandria.
In just a few days, students will come back to the classrooms here at Alexandria City High School. Its principal, Alexander Duncan, wants to make sure that they stay there and don't leave school to take the roughly half-mile walk down King Street to the Bradley Shopping Center.
It's been a really nice summer without having them here.
It's an area under surveillance that has captured its fair share of incidents.
A lot of fights, a lot of disrespect.
This business owner did not want to go on camera, but spoke with DC News Now. Do you think that the amount of crime here tells the full story, or does it go beyond that?
I think it goes way beyond that.
According to the city's crime data, there have been 191 crimes reported in 164 different incidents on this block since the start of 2021. That includes 52 larceny offenses, 30 assault offenses, and a homicide. The 2022 killing of Luis Mejia Hernandez just before summer break during a lunchtime brawl. The killer, a 16-year-old, was convicted of murder earlier this year.
It is important that there is some kind of better control as to how many kids are actually in class when they're supposed to be.
Wilfred Lopez owns a shoe repair shop in the shopping center. His message echoed by ACHS Principal Alexander Duncan III, who sent an email to families before the last weekend of summer, writing, "Students will face disciplinary consequences by ACHS administration for intentionally missing class to patronize local shopping centers and will also be held accountable for any behaviors when they are supposed to be in school. The discipline could include suspensions, detentions, or losing after-school event privileges."
Don't get yourselves in trouble. Life's too sweet.
Lopez says it's not all the students who cause commotion, but he supports the messaging and the expected increase in police presence, aimed to keep students out of trouble and in the classroom. Reporting in Alexandria, Max Marcilla, DC News Now.